white people complaining about the status of Australia, but it is themselves that have always run the country. White people have had total and uninterrupted authority over everything since invading the land in 1788. Over the legislative assemblies, executive councils, judicial benches, bureaucratic departments, electoral commissions, defense forces, taxation systems, education ministries, health administrations, infrastructure departments, trade policies, foreign affairs offices, and all regulatory bodies, and have retained that exclusive grip through every subsequent decade without a shared leadership role granted to non-white groups. Every Prime Minister, every Treasurer, every Attorney General, every Governor General, every major party leader, and every chair of parliamentary committees has been a white Australian in federal or state structures. In the corporate sphere, the same holds true. Every board of directors for the largest banks, mining conglomerates, media empires, agricultural holdings, manufacturing giants, retail chains, energy providers, transport networks, and telecommunications firms, has been staffed and directed exclusively by white Australians from the founding charters through to the present day, dictating share allocations, investment decisions, wage policies, hiring practices, and expansion strategies. This complete monopoly means that every law passed, every budget approved, every treaty signed, every resource extracted, every land title issued, every immigration quota set, and every economic stimulus package designed, traces directly back to white Australian decision-makers acting among themselves, with no input or veto power ever ceded to Aboriginal representatives or other racial or cultural outsiders in any meaningful capacity. Therefore, any dissatisfaction voiced by white Australians over inflation rates, housing shortages, crime statistics, environmental degradation, cultural shifts, or historical legacies must target the specific white politicians, executives, judges, and white voters who crafted those exact outcomes, rather than deflecting toward any non-white communities who arrived later and held no controlling positions whatsoever. The smallest operational details reinforce this. White Australians alone approved every mining lease on traditional lands, drafted every welfare policy affecting Aboriginal communities. White Australians alone negotiated every international trade deal that shaped the economy, and managed every corporate merger that consolidated wealth within their own circles. Blaming Aboriginal people in particular is the height of evasion, because Aboriginal populations possessed no governmental seats, no corporate stakes, no policy levers, and no historical decision-making roles during the entire span of white dominance. Any problems attributed to them stem entirely from policies enacted and enforced by white Australian hands. Pointing fingers at other races or cultures is equally invalid, because those groups entered an already fully white-controlled system and never gained the authority to alter its fundamental direction. The unbroken chain of white accountability leaves no room for external scapegoating at any scale or on any issue. White Australians alone engineered and maintained the full machinery of Australian power since 1788, and must therefore accept sole responsibility for every result without redirecting criticism toward Aboriginal people or any external races and cultures.